Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Reniverse. I think that's so funny, Reniverse, and renegades as well, right? I think it is also a word on its own. I don't know what it means. I don't know where it's coming from. I don't know where it's stemming from, right? Renegade. Why is the fandom of Ren, the Ren fandom, called renegades? I don't know. Surely I will be reading it in the comments because you have all shown me that you are super, super helpful. And when I have questions or whatever, yeah, you guys are ready to help me, which is why I love this community. I love being here in the Reniverse, guys. So yeah, I have done a video on High Ren. I've done a video on Sick Boy. I've done the 1 million subscriber speech, which by the way was super, super beautiful. I think I will be putting it in the description, the link to it. You guys can watch it. Yeah, I thought it was amazing. So yeah, okay. So I have seen in the comments that Money Game is something I should be checking out. I've seen it many times in the comments. So I think we're all in agreement here. I'm going to check out Money Game. First, Money Game Part 1, obviously. For the second, we're doing the official lyric video. And for the third, yeah, just the official music video again. So yeah, without further ado, guys, I am super excited. I hope you are too. Let's dive into it. We're going to be watching it together. After, rewind the whole clip, go into a bit of an analysis, and I'm gonna offer you my my 2 cents, my 3 cents, 4 cents. I don't know how much I will be offering you guys, but we're going to find out together. Thank you guys so much for joining me for today's episode. Let's get into it. Right.
It's a strange time we're living in. War can put fear in. Hierarchy parties, they make us feel inferior. Greed runs through parliament interiors. Devils walk among us, they fit the criteria. Eerie theory, strife, fearing, weary-minded men when we're clearly living in dictatorships. Nearly blinded by illusions to choose who's fooling who. A ball chained to your shoes on pain. It's a crying shame. The pursuit of our own wealth lights a flame that makes greed a game that lets this whole war burn. As the world turns, the whole world burns. But money was invented for trade, but now those bits of paper twist hearts, make slaves, turns a saint into a sinner, a child into a killer. His finger on the trigger of a money game. Oh, rain, 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 rain. A storm it comes our way. And those who rise through distorted lies, poison in the veins, but we like to point the blame. It's easier to blame, but point the mirror at ourselves. We're all part of this old money game. Stop. Dear Mr. President, it's evident that everyone's a resident of fear when they support these ideas to keep us separate, when they make us believe that everybody is coming to terrorize you in the streets. They say proudly through gritted teeth, it's my right to hate, that's freedom of speech. But when did freedom become a reason to hate? A way to justify a racist slur or insult we make? There's an irony in freedom, cause us in the West, we have pillaged and plundered the murder that's savages, colonized all of the rest. That's called hypocrisy. Preach a certain value that you never keep yourselves. Your country was in flames, you denigrate yourselves in a second. Still you spit your venom, demonizing immigrants, when really you're the immigrant, cause all of us are immigrants or descended from immigrants. Irony is imminent, I'll shed the light on immigrants. America was colonized by Britain. Britain, it was colonized by Rome, and also colonized by the Saxons. They were German, by the way. You know how people throw shade upon the Germans because of history's pain, and yet we make the same mistakes all again. Demonize a whole people, Jewish or Muslim, the same and the same. Old situations play on repeat. The same old TV shows repeat. Yeah, we worship the bleak. Our opinions aren't our own, and we follow like sheep. There's no left, there's no right. In the middle we sleep. Rain, 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 rain. A storm it comes our way. And those who rise through distorted lies, poison in the veins. But we'd like to point the blame, 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 blame. It's easier to blame, but point the mirror at ourselves. We're all part of this whole money game. This old money game.
Maak kans op 30 jaar lang 10.000...
This is messing with the recording, man. I'm so sorry. I was trying to record earlier, and then when I started the video, the ad played, and I was like, damn, I have to redo the recording. But now I've seen the video clip. I was in awe, right? It took me too long, and because I did not see a prompt of the next video autoplay, right, of the next video coming up, I thought, okay, I can take my time to be in awe because I was so speechless. But then this happened, and guys, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to be recording it again because I have already watched it now, right? And as I said earlier, I really try to uphold that authentic first reaction, first analysis. You know, I think that is interesting for you guys. So yeah, that's just my way of being respectful to you guys. I'm so sorry you had to see the ads, and I think maybe YouTube Premium is something I should be considering. But yeah, let's not hang in that too long. Let's straight to the first conclusion, first impressions, guys. So first and foremost, Ren can really sing, man. I have seen, of course, more heavy on the poetry rap kind of bits, and I think in High Ren there is a part where he uses his vocals a bit more, really singing. but here it was way more apparent, and I really loved it. I think he can really sing, man. It's yeah, it's super pleasant to the ears, and I don't know, maybe it is helping because of course I well, I don't want to say I know Ren, but he is a beautiful human being, right? He's a beautiful soul, and that is also, um, yeah, playing its part. That is maybe why I think it's so beautiful the way he is singing, because I don't know, maybe it's a bit too what is that called in English, guys? Um, it's too floaty. I don't know if that is the right word, but yeah, for sure he's very talented. For the message, I think when it comes to all of the lyrics that he used, sometimes it did go a bit over my head, right? It was a bit too fast because I am trying to read it as well. I really want to. I know English and I can listen to it, but I think it is just better for my analysis and my opinion forming to really be able to read along. And oftentimes it was a bit too quick for me. But in a nutshell, yeah, it's about the scheme, guys. It's about the big scheme, and yeah, how we are all manipulated. We are all conformists. Yeah, it's just as I said earlier, and I think it really stands because, of course, when you have an artist like Ren, and Ren has his own ideas, and he is so good with translating his ideas in the form of music. But still, it is all coming from the same person carrying the same ideas, of course. So it's only logical to see those ideas of Ren shining through all of his different productions. And I think this is no different, right? I think the big picture that he is trying to address is just the complacency of people that we now choose, maybe subconsciously so, choose to live life the way that we are living, right? And when it comes to um, seeing more worth in some groups of people, and then of course seeing less worth in other groups of people, because it's been for us, it has been so easy to adapt, or not adapt, but to, well, it is, I think it is the word adapt, but to make it your own. I don't know, I don't think it's the right explanation, but um so yeah, we are all not really, we're losing sight of what is truly important, and we are just going with the flow that has been laid out for us, and that often is not driven out of love. It's not, it did not come from love, it came out of greed. So yeah, let's dive into the analysis, and hopefully I can get my words a bit better together when I yeah, watch it for the second time with you guys. But yeah, super interesting, and just like everything that I've seen, it's more a piece of art, really an expression of his ideas, of his feelings, of his ideology, of his vision, more so than a song. He's an artist, truly, in the sense of the word itself. Because artist, of course, is often associated with music artist, but Ren really transcends that. And I think artist is way more fitting. So let's get into the analysis, guys, because it for sure was interesting. All right.
It's a strange time we're living in. Bull can put fear in. Hierarchy parties, they make us feel inferior. Greed runs through Parliament interiors.
I really, really agree with just the very first thing that he is saying, and that is it's a strange time we're living in. World can put fear in you. And then I want to focus more on this part. It's a strange time we're living in because um, I think so too, right? With all of my heart, I think it's a very strange time that we're living in. Um, there are many reasons why I think that, but for the purpose of this video, we're just going to keep money game focused here instead of all of the other ideas that I really want to just blurt out. But it for sure is a strange time we're living in, a strange world we're living in. Yeah.
Fearing hierarchy parties, they make us feel inferior. Greed runs through Parliament interiors. Devils walk among us, they fit the criteria. Eerie theory, stripe fearing, weary-minded men when we're clearly living in dictatorships. Nearly blinded by illusions to choose who's fooling who. A ball chained to your shoes on pain. It's a crying shame. The pursuit of our own wealth lights a flame that makes greed a game that lets this whole world burn. As the world turns, the whole world burns.
Yeah, so of course you have to, when you have ambition, to make it big for yourself. And of course, everyone is open to interpret that. But I think more so than the other possible outcomes, making it big refers to having a lot of money. And there is, to me, there's nothing wrong with that. I think I will also give that as my answer when asked the question, what does it mean to make it big? I think I will say it's got something to do with money. Not all, but most to do with money. And because of course money is such a valuable asset to the majority, right? That is why I think he is saying as the world turns, because of course the motivation that money gives is the source for people to really make changes in the world, to really have impact. So to as the world turns, the world burns, because of course money really can show your true colors in a negative way. Money can really really can get the ugly qualities out of you. Yeah, people do some crazy stuff for money, man.
Money was invented for trade, but now those bits of paper twist hearts, make slaves, turns a saint into a sinner, a child into a killer. His finger on the trigger of a money game.
So it was this moment where I really started to think the message, right? And he has laid this scene out, and I'm sure it was all his idea with a very clear vision. I would expect so from Ren. So this was to me very intriguing, and I was thinking to myself, who are these characters that we're seeing now? Who are these characters supposed to be symbolizing? What are we seeing here? Because I think it does have a very strong sense of meaning. There is someone just tied to a chair with a guitar and with a cloth over his face, not able to see, just being able to play. Ren here clearly dictating the whole story here when it comes to when he is playing, when he is stopping, and overall just dictating the scene here. So there must be it must symbolize something, and I don't know for sure what it is, because of course Ren here is also the one telling us the story, but then again he is the one with the power in this video clip that we're seeing. he is holding all of the ropes in hand. Um, Maybe that is a saying that is getting lost in translation because it's a Dutch saying. I don't think it translates to English, but he is the one making the shots, calling the shots.
Oh, rain, 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 a stormy. Oh, rain, 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 a storm it comes our way. And those who rise through distorted lies, poison in the veins, but we die to point the blame, 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 blame.
And here I was actually kind of distracted because his vocal here is just knocking my socks off, right? It really is so impressive, and he has that raspy tone in his voice, and he is maintaining that throughout all of his higher and lower notes. It's super satisfying. It sounds amazing.
A storm it comes our way, and those who rise through distorted lies, poison in the veins, but we die.
I don't know if raspy is the right description, but it's to me it sounds like his vocals are on the edge of if he were to push whatever this effort is a bit further, the whole vocal would sound very, very different. So it does feel like it's on some sort of edge, and that requires some great control over your vocals. And that is why I think it sounds very good. Because I can imagine what kind of skill it takes to execute it to a level that Ren is performing here.
It's easier to blame, but point the mirror at ourselves. We're all part of this old money game.
It's so huge, guys. And there is a saying, right? If you can't beat them, join them. And I think there is merit in that. I think you constantly have to weigh your decision. You constantly have to contemplate, and you can choose to be a warrior and fight for what you think is right, for what you feel is right. But when we're talking about the world as it in its state right now, I completely understand, and I think I would advise as well to to contemplate what is the right move, because for you to be a warrior, to fight for what you think is right, especially when you have a mindset like Ren with his vision, when you share his vision, Ren for sure is a warrior. He is a very strong one, because I think, me personally, that's why I would advise otherwise, and that is to join them. You can't beat them, join them. But he is out there on the battlefield, really fighting for what he feels is right. But it does come with a lot of challenges, right? And it is very in this world, it's very controversial. And controversial, that is why I think this is such a crazy time to be living in, because there is freedom of speech, right? As Ren is stating here, but the penalty for speaking freely is just so huge. Is it even free speech anymore, right? You just really have to tread carefully with especially with a strong opinion that isn't a sheep opinion.
president. It's evident that everyone's a resident of fear when they support these ideas to keep us separate. When they make us believe that everybody is coming to terrorize you in the streets. They say badly through gritted teeth. That's my right to hate. That's freedom of speech. But when did freedom become a reason to hate? A way to justify a racist slur or insult we make? There's an irony in freedom.
Okay, so I was, as I explained earlier in the 1 million sub speech, I was talking about me being influenced by everything Ren is saying in my first watch, because of course I don't have the ability to really soak it all in with the first watch. It's also partly for myself, right, that I choose this format to just watch it and then for a second time to perform the analysis. It's just also me giving myself a bit more space and time to really see what it's all about. But it does seem like Ren is highlighting another side of the freedom as freedom of speech, because I, of course, have, and I want to repeat myself, highlighting another side of it, because when we're talking about freedom of speech, there are just a lot of things that are present, and it does not rule out the other. And Ren here is highlighting the fact that freedom of speech is often abused for hate speech, for hate crimes. And I, on the other hand, talking about the same thing, is freedom of speech, but then suffering the repercussions by the people that are sheep are a very strong force. They're not to be messed with, right? I often think that the way of thinking that I have is better, but yeah, I don't stand a chance to the army of sheep, right? So yeah.
But when did freedom become a reason to hate? A way to justify a racist slur or insult we make? There's an irony in freedom, cause us in the West, we have pillaged and plundered the murder like savages, colonized all of the rest. That's called hypocrisy. Preach a certain value that you never keep yourselves. Your country was in flames, you denigrate yourselves in a second. Still you spit your venom, demonizing immigrants, when really you're the immigrant, cause all of us are immigrants or descended from immigrants. Irony is imminent, I'll shed the light on immigrants.
So knowing Ren, as early as I'm making this claim, knowing Ren, I thought actually with saying, because all of us are immigrants, he was trying to get at something a bit more. Now I'm looking for that same word when I said floaty, but let me just dig a bit deeper. I was thinking he was getting at something a bit more. Is it heebie-jeebie? Is that the word that, let me just look it up for you guys, because I think there will be many instances to come, especially when covering Ren. Vague, well, it's not vague, it's vague synonym. Yeah, it's not what I'm trying to say, but you know, sometimes when you are not properly exposed to the realm of spirituality, oftentimes you can get the feeling that it is a bit. I'm looking for that word, right? Well, let me just ask you guys: if I were to now talk about religion and ascension and heaven and earth and how you can see it in everyday parts of your life, every part of your daily life, what's the kind of feeling? Well, I don't know if this is going to work because we're in the Reniverse right now. So I think it's safe to say we are all pretty open-minded and we're all pretty quick-witted. That is how I view you guys. So maybe this attempt at me searching for that word with you guys is not working, but yeah, it's we're being a bit stuck on that. I do think you know what I mean, though.
your venom, demonizing immigrants.
So I thought he was getting at something like that, right? But then he proceeds to really educate us, historically speaking.
Yourselves in a second, still you spit your venom, demonizing immigrants when really you're the immigrant, cause all of us are immigrants or descended from immigrants. Irony is imminent, I'll shed the light on immigrants. America was colonized by Britain. Britain, it was colonized by Rome, and also colonized by the Saxons. They were German, by the way. You know how people throw shade upon the Germans because of history's pain, and yet we made the same mistakes all again. Demonize a whole people, Jewish or Muslim.
And this is a prime example of, you know, the sheep way of thinking. It's just,
By the Saxons. They were German, by the way. You know how
people throw shade upon the Germans. And he is using, on top of that, a tone as if he is already expecting you to know how that is playing out, right? Because it's almost cliche. It's almost cliche to think of Germans a certain way because, of course, in the history we've seen something quite drastic. So I think that is a prime example of the sheep mentality to, throw shade upon the Germans when really maybe you haven't even had one instance where you had truly have an experience worth talking about a good or bad opinion forming of the Germans, but then still choose to, because in the past this has, I really can't wrap my mind around it, honestly, guys.
people throw shade upon the Germans because of history's pain, and yet we made the same mistakes all again.
And I am aware that this may be controversial, right? Me reacting to Ren and then sharing my own ideas, but it feels like I do really want to say, do really want to add on that. And that is that you have something called, you know what, maybe not. Maybe not, guys. I'm trying to protect myself here. I'm so sorry.
Demonize a whole people, Jewish or Muslim, the same and the same. Old situations play on repeat. The same old TV shows repeat. Yeah, we worship the bleak. Our opinions are our own and we follow like sheep. There's no left, there's no right. In the middle we sleep. Rain, rain, rain.
Very beautifully put, man.
Rain. A storm it comes our way. And those who rise through distorted lies, poison in the veins. But we'd like to point the blame, 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 blame. It's easier to blame, but point the mirror at ourselves. We're all part of this whole money game.
Okay, so now that of course I know what he's doing, he is drawing eyes on the cloth. But it really, and that is, I'm catching myself on some sheep mentality right here, guys. I thought he was getting shanked. And I say shanked instead of stabbed because shanked is I think is originated from the UK. And of course, Ren is from the UK, right? So I thought, oh, Ren from the UK, he's stabbing him, he's shanking him, but that wasn't what he was doing. And now I can clearly see that from the backside, he is removing the cap of the what is that called? Of the right. So it's so easy, right? Because I myself think that I am actively trying not to be a sheep, but that does not mean that it does not have an effect on me. The way that I am trying not to be a sheep is almost always controlling myself in my reaction, controlling how I react on it, because I always have those sheep thoughts, yes, but I always choose not to react the sheep way. So it's an effect that is very apparent in my own life, and I think it's one of those things that you cannot really control. Everything that you do have control over is how you react to it. And that is what I'm doing. But I thought it was interesting to point it out because we're talking about it, right? So that's what I was thinking when I saw this at first. Yeah, Yeah, but then I was also hearing the grunts, right? And then I was like, no, that cannot be it.
This old money game.
And big props, man, to the guitar player here, because of course you don't really have to use all of your senses to play the guitar, right? He is being blindfolded, assumably, because we don't know what kind of cloth it is, and maybe he is able to see. But his feet are tied up, and he is sitting in a position where he does not have much room to be able to maneuver, right? That is all playing a role in how he is able to perform with Ren and the guitar on its own, and being able to really play and listen as well. Because this is all in one take, right? I think this is what I've seen in the comments as well, is that it's taken in one take, and I never really paid attention to it. So for me to have read that comment is now, you guys are now seeing the results of me reading through the comments. So you guys are really actively playing a part in whatever you're seeing right now. So very interesting, right? Because we have one cameraman and he is just also following a script or maybe even freestyle, but they are all just playing a scene with each other, three people, and to play at exactly the right times, or for Ren to adapt so quickly to whenever the guitar player is playing, one or the other, or maybe even another possible way that I cannot come up with right now. This is very impressive, right? It's looking like a full-fledged video clip, and I'm very much enjoying it. I'm very interested. I'm very entertained by it, right?
This old money game.
And I thought this was interesting as well, because of course he is not able to see, right? That is kind of what we are thinking when we see someone with a cloth over his face. He's not able to see. But after Ren has drawn some eyes on the cloth, now he is using his eyes, slowly shifting his head, and then to be shocked with whatever he is seeing. I don't know exactly what this is meaning, guys, but it does seem like there is a hidden meaning behind it. Maybe I need to watch more Ren so I can get more acquainted with his ideas and how he is translating it, so I can recognize some choices that he is making. But this to me is a very intriguing part, and because I don't really know what is going on here, because of course well, we're gonna play the clip, but there, yeah. Almost, right? Almost. No, I'm not going to be doing that. I'm not gonna do that. And you can see in his face that something snapped or clicked. There something is happening right now. What am I doing? Right? Something like that. And this too, man, he really is, as I said before, he is an artist in every way possible, in the sense of the word itself. And what we're seeing here is just right. He has a mic plugged in. He is unplugging it, and you can slightly hear it in the audio as well. But this is just all. It's just maybe three friends hanging out, but Ren having the idea of, hey man, can you just grab a camera? I have an idea. Hey man, can you just play the guitar for me? I have a sick idea. I just want to perform it with you guys. Three boys hanging out, and this is what we're getting. This is so amazing for when you're breaking the fourth wall, right? And think about what is going on here. Really, when you would just walk past and see this, it's just three guys playing some kind of scene, right? And this is really showing that authenticity, and I love that, man. Oh, so yeah, I hope that these mistakes that I'm making now is also contributing to some valuable authenticity. And here we go again with the ad. I am so sorry, guys. Oh man. So um right, so we're shifting from wanting to cover the guitar player with gasoline, to stopping yourself in your tracks, having somewhat of a sudden realization of some kind, taking a moment, really processing what you're about to do, sitting down, and then pulling the trigger in the way of pouring the gasoline over yourself. And guys, I thought this could really be gasoline. I don't think it is, but I hope Ren has done his research and asked questions like the viscosity, right? The viscosity of water and gasoline, because viscosity, maybe I'm not saying using the right word, but the thickness of the liquid, right? This obviously, to me, and maybe I'm making a mistake here, but it doesn't seem like water to me. It's way too thick to be water. So I hope it's something else, which is of course harmless. But what is the message, right? Is he having just so into the money game, right? That he is singing about, and then coming to the ultimate realization and asking himself very profound questions like, what am I even doing? I am disgusted with myself, and this is the only way to clear my sins. What, I'm not sure, guys. So I am very curious to see what you have to say, or maybe not even have to say, but maybe there is info on it, right? Maybe there are moments or instances where Ren is showing us exactly the message that he is trying to portray here. But I'm very curious. With my limited knowledge and ideas, I think this is a bit yeah, what it's all about. So yeah, overall, very interesting and intriguing. So let's have some closing words for you guys. Ren, I love him. He has shown me in this video clip that he really does have the ability to go for the vocals, man. I thought that was especially impressive, because that was the first time that there was such an heavy emphasis on the vocal parts, and he was humming, and that as well, super beautiful. So I do want to admit that I can feel myself becoming kind of biased towards Ren, because I love him, right? I love him. So I don't know if there was if there was anything that is considered bad by the people, that I would agree with them, or that I will just stand firm and say I love it. I don't know how my love for Ren as a person is influencing my opinion of his artist side, artist skills, but it feels genuine, right? I cannot say otherwise. I think Ren is very, very talented. And now that I'm seeing this, really having in mind that this is all one take, right? It's not just the singing. It's not just the singing. It's the performing. It's the orchestration of all of the scenes, the ideas, and all of the words that he's using. It's like he has just a perfect translation. What is that called? Rate. Perfect translation rate. His ideas. It feels like he is explaining himself in ways that is very enjoyable for us to watch, very artistic, right? But still carrying 100% of the message the way he is intended to tell it. So yeah, I think everything, all of these factors are weighing in, and Ren, he's a super interesting artist, guys, and I'm so glad to have found him. Outside of, or besides the fact that I do enjoy the music, and I can enjoy, I would like to say I can enjoy every genre of music. It is also equally as interesting and providing me with food for thought. Maybe not so much in my case, because I agree with him for everything that I've heard up until now, but still to be exposed to ideas that may or may not have been slumbering in your own head, slumbering, is also food for thought, right? So yeah, amazing, amazing. All right, guys. So that's gonna be it for today. I think actually I will be recording right after this one, because I tried, right? I tried to keep myself from checking out a lot. But yeah, I think for what I have seen already, it's okay for me to record the other one as well. And then I think it's also nice to really give you the opportunity to come up with your suggestions and your comments. So yeah, as I was saying, guys, it's a two-way communication. So I really like to give you that needed space to provide me with input, so I can translate that to more entertaining content for you guys. Okay. Enough talk, man. Wow. Okay, so thank you guys so much for joining me for today's episode, and I will see you in the next one.